Where's my ratchet? He's nabbed my ratchet. Oh, no, it's right there. There we go, and that's Umbreon's new home. Wait, Maxie, is that your mum? Welcome back, boys and girls. So today we're down at the yard, which is always good because it's either a bigger mod or, well, let's just say it's really a bigger mod, and I can make as much noise as I want because there's no one around. So what are we doing today? We're finally doing this mod that I've been waiting so long to do, that I've been waiting for so long to get. Now it's finally time to actually do it, and there's a couple reasons of why I'm actually doing this. This part is going to be the push for other mods to come. That kind of makes sense. But what is it? It's this big old thing. Let me open it up and show you. So it is a rear cross brace for the EP3. So I will put the link down in the description to, if you want to get one of these. But please do listen to the end, because there is a story that goes with this, and it's to do with their customer service basically, and just, yeah, customer service. And if you're planning on getting one, because these are the only people that actually fabricate these, I mean, you can get it privately done, but it'll probably be more expensive and it's more hassle trying to find it. But anyway, if you want to get one of these, watch to the end to listen to their customer service and what happened to me, and then you can make their judgment if you can get it or not. So yeah, let's get this in. So it's annoying that I'm having to do this today because, you probably can't see, but it's raining. And when it's raining up in the yard, because it's all dirt, it's all load of crap on the floor, which I don't really want to get into my car. And it also makes it very difficult to record because obviously I don't want the camera to get wet. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, so the rear cross brace will obviously go in this space here, and it will also attach to these two rear pillars here. So what I'll need to do is take obviously everything out of the boot, so that's the sub, all of this junk full of stuff, but yeah, take everything out and then I can start working. But what I'm going to do first is actually take all of this stuff off, because I haven't even opened it and seen what kind of quality it is. And look at that, it's as if it knew that I was working on my car. It's stopped raining now, so it's going to be a lot easier to film. The first thing is to pull back this carpet. So for anyone who doesn't know, the EP3 already has a rear strut brace down here. Right, so I believe, like I said before, in order to do this you need to take out this pillar, or those two pillars on the side and these two pillars at the top. So now it's time to take these pillars off, and I'm pretty sure they just pop out. Oh, look at that. Famous last words though. Ow! Right, so it looks like this bit probably has to come out too, and I don't know where any of the screws are, but I know there's one here. Oh! So you have that screw that goes in there, and you also have this fellow that goes in right here. I'm hoping that these come apart though. Oh, they do, that's handy. Right, let's put this back on. So I put the other one in, and this one doesn't even have the clip, so that's amazing. So what you really need to do is find a way to getting that clip off. Woo! There we go, that one was a lot more smoother. So now the last bit is to get the rear strut brace that's already in there. Now that's either a 10, 12 or 14. Judging on how tight these things are is how much I need to tighten them up. Oh, they're not tight at all. Right, so that's all done. And now, in the words of Chris Fix, it's out with the old and in with the new. Yeah, it's not gonna fit. Right, now it's time to test fit this and see what's going on. Right, so actually I do need to take out these two things. So you've also got these two bolts up in the top left hand corner where these will actually tie into. I'll show you in a second. And that is that bolt right there and that bolt right there. And they're both 14mm. Right, so I finally got it out. The reason why it took so long was because on the other end of this, so you had the bolt, you had the thing that the seat belt, the winder in for the seat belt, and then on the back of it you had like a locking nut. I don't know if you can see that but as you can see, like the bits across there, that silver, that's where it was like catching. But it's out now, so I can finally put this one in. Also, my earth was attached to that for my subwoofer, so that'll be interesting to see if that works. Right. There we go. That's relatively the correct position. Right, so I've got it in as best as I can. It's all tight, it's not going anywhere. The only problem is I don't have that bolt in there because it just literally won't fit. And my battery died while I was doing it. So, tips on what to do. I've had to put this in because it is very awkward to put in. So, first things first. Put these two bolts in, catch the thread. Once it's catch the thread, turn it a couple of times and leave it, so it should still wobble. Next thing is do the outer two most bolts. Again, catch the thread, tighten them once, and then go ahead and put these ones, same thing, tighten them up, catch the thread, tighten them a couple of times, and then once it's good and it moves and the screws don't come out, tighten these two here. And then I tightened the outer two, and then I tightened that one. Yeah, so none of these, both the bottom parts and the pillar parts, will fit back on. But I will need to cut them out because you can't leave the car looking like that, it looks awful. So yeah, now it's time to put all of the stuff that I had in the boot, my car, back in. So the mat does go back in, but it doesn't fit the best, as you can tell from right there. It's coming up a little bit and there on the sides, but it's alright. And the only reason why that doesn't fit in is because of the plastic that's on the other side of this. So that can probably come off. I hope it screws. I doubt it will be, but that'll be for a different day. Now it's time to put the sub in. And then I'm going to put on a song and see if it works. Right, so I've got a song ready. I'll put the song in the description. It's not a copyright, it's a copyright song, so I can't play it for too long, but it's just the drop to it really. It's a really bassy song. Yeah, that's working. So now that's everything back together. So with all of this stuff in the way, if you're looking further back here, you wouldn't really tell that, you know, that piece of trim is missing there and that one's missing right there. But what I'll do, I was going up, oh god, I'll go inside the car now and I'll show you what it looks like from the inside, because again, you also can't see these pillars. And so this is what it looks like from inside the car. As you can tell, the two pillars are missing and it's a bit obvious. The lighting doesn't help it, but yeah, I can't really get it because of the lighting, but it doesn't look that bad. I mean, you probably wouldn't really notice it, but no one's going to be looking into the inside really, and those pillars. But I will be cutting out the plastic that was once there, just to make it somewhat better, because I mean, like, all of these wires hanging around here isn't the best. So fun times. Now it's time to find Umbreon a new home, but I'm pretty sure I can just stick the tail under there. There we go, and that's Umbreon's new home. My little mascot. So what do I think of the mod? Personally, I think the mod is quite good. Does it serve a purpose? Not really, if you take into account that the car already had a rear strut brace in there. Yes, it might add some rigidity onto the top by the two pillars, but nothing that you're really going to notice. So the main reason why I did this is because I need to relocate this battery. So when turbocharging, you're going to have your pipe coming out of here, and down there's a hole just behind here that will go down and into the intercooler. So this battery will need to be moved, and my idea is to put the battery around here attached to the rear cross brace. Now the main reason I wanted to do that was because at any point I always want to be able to put my rear seats back in, so that takes out the idea of putting it behind the two seats and putting it above the fuel system. On top of that, you should never put the battery near the fuel system, just because of sparks and fuel don't really mix. That's going to be a massive explosion. And to be honest, there's nowhere else to put it, because this subwoofer is definitely staying here, and I'm always going to need some sort of a box here. So the only logical place to put it is to put it right there. And since that's a lot thicker bar, you can screw through it, you can tie stuff around it, and it'll be a lot easier to put a battery down there.